Annette's little farm in the big city. Today we're going to be harvesting from the garden and making some stone soup. Before I gathered the vegetables, I just wanted to stop for a minute and say thank you. I'm not really very good at talking to people. Small talk is not my thing. Not that this is small talk, because it isn't. But I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for following me on my journey of teaching resiliency through books and cooking and gardening and taking care of animals. Thank you. It means the world to me. It really does. Well, those vegetables aren't going to pick themselves. I think the first thing I'm going to do is pull up some of these radishes. Look at that. Oh, pull some weeds. Don't need those. Let's pull up some carrots. Those will taste good in the soup. I know it's hard to believe we can get carrots at the end of November, but here we are, handful of carrots. I'm going to cut a cabbage and some of the Swiss chard, and I think we'll be all set. The goats are in bad moods because they want to be in here munching on all this. Sorry, goaties. All right, let's get that cabbage. You see, I got some broccoli growing in here too. And the cabbages aren't very big. I got some cabbage and some cauliflower growing. And it's not huge, but it'll be nice to have some fresh produce out of the garden. For our soup. Let me show you some of the stuff that's happening in the garden. Our cabbages are finally getting a fighting chance because it's too cold for the slugs. And look at here, cauliflower. Still looks pretty good. I'll be cutting that within the next few days. And broccoli, look at that. Garlic growing. I planted some cilantro in the fall, and it's still green too. They must not mind the cold weather. Of course, the rhubarb has just about had it. Blackberry bush still hanging in there. Swiss chard. Stone soup is a story about some strangers that come into a small village, a little village that's hit hard times, and they decide to hide all their goods because they didn't want the strangers to steal them or take them. The strangers realize this and decide that they're hungry, so they decide to make stone soup in the middle of the village. The village is very curious by this. The strangers are in the middle of the square making their soup, and the townspeople start coming to the strangers saying, "What are you making?" And they're saying, "We're making stone soup. We're making soup made out of stones." And as the story goes, the people in the village start contributing to the soup. Little by little, they start giving up all the stuff that they were hiding. The story shows that the strangers showed the village how to share, even when they were on hard times. And at the end of the story, everybody's happy because there's a big pot of stone soup for them to share. Well, we're not in the middle of the village, but I've got everything ready. We're waiting for the fire to warm up, and then we're going to bring the pot out and start our soup. I have all my ingredients set out. I have all my vegetables and my stones. I have some water. I have my turkey sausage, a can of tomatoes. I'm ready to go. I'm going to start with this big pot. I'm going to start with the stone and some water. There we go, the beginning of the stone soup. It's hat hair season again. Oh well. The goats are mad. I had to put them away. They kept getting into the vegetables. The water's nice and hot, so I'm going to go ahead and throw the vegetables in. The vegetables have cooked down enough, so now I'm going to go ahead and add the meat. I picked sausage because of cabbage. I think sausage and cabbage go together very well. And the vegetables are cooking down pretty good. These are tomatoes that we grew this summer. With some peppers. It'll be ready after a little bit. We're just going to let it cook a little bit longer. This cooking tripod has a little lever right here that I use to either lower or raise the pot. If I want to lower it to get it closer to the heat, or raise it so it's not so close to the heat. So I lowered it a little bit because it's so cold outside and the wind was really blowing the heat. It wasn't working evenly, so I moved the pot down a little bit. looks like all the vegetables are done. There's the stone in the stone soup. How do you like it?
It's good.
Yeah. That is really good. I hope you get to try making some stone soup with your family. Thank you for visiting Miss Annette's Little Farm in the Big City. Make sure you get outside today. And we'll see you next time. Bye! Say bye.